Hey guys, hey stranger. That's literally how I feel. It is so frustrating for me to acknowledge how I have been, failing at being a constant YouTuber. And it's sad because I really enjoy this platform. I'm always on YouTube watching other people create solid content whilst slacking. So it's hard for me to even be as comfortable as I want to be here, but that's besides the point. We're not going to dwell on that, but I am very sorry. I've just been focusing on stabilizing myself and just working really hard at being comfortable and also prioritizing my health and like taking some time away from a lot of things. So obviously that's sort of more important to me, because I can't come here and pretend to be okay and film something that's 5 minutes and be like, okay, at least they have something there. I wanted to actually come back and really devote myself to this platform, and that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm not on top of things just yet, but after some time I'll find a balance and things will go as. Today I am introducing an entirely new segment, which is not necessarily something that you guys are not familiar with. If you have been watching a few of my videos, you will know that I really enjoy talking, and I enjoy talking about real situations and what I'm going through and what everyone else might be going through. So I figured, why not have an entire segment devoted to just talking about, real stuff. You can see from the title, it is Chatty with Annie. And that's basically the segment that we'll be having. We're just gonna talk, guys. We're just gonna talk. Because I like being relatable, honestly, because I know that talking really helps, with whatever you're going through. Just feeling like, okay, I'm not as crazy, as everyone makes it. There's someone else exactly like me. So that's why I feel like we should have this platform and this segment where we can just talk about stuff that we all are going. Today's topic is a topic that always seems to come up when I'm having conversations with friends, when I'm just evaluating relationships and all of that stuff. Yes, we're going to talk about relationships because I am in my 20s, and not mid-20s, actually, like early 20s. But I feel like relationships are sort of crucial. Someone might disagree with me, but in your 20s, that's where you are going to find yourself in a situation where you are with the opposite sex, and that it is what it is, guys. So we have to talk about relationships. Not to say that everyone who's in their 20s should be in a relationship. I'm just saying that chances are you are in one or a couple. It's really up to you. I'm not judging. But yeah, this particular topic always seems to come up when we're talking about relationships, and it is being a ride or die, or simply run and hide. And the reason why I felt like this is such an important discussion to have is because it has been the basis of my entire relationship career. I think when I think back to high school, I've always been fascinated. This is so pathetic. I've always been fascinated by the idea of being wife material, where I allow myself to be silenced, for the sake of, a relationship, for the sake of, making sure that the relationship is good, we are happy. I've always been fascinated by the idea of being the girlfriend that doesn't complain much, the girlfriend that just does what she's told, the girlfriend that's always, there to cater for, obey, and that hasn't really helped me in any way. Like, now that I'm older and I know what I want, it's really hard for me to articulate those things and be like, this is not what I want. This is not what I deserve, because I've always been used to being comfortable in the background. Now that I'm older and I've sort of overcome that idea, I feel like we should have this conversation for all women who might be, you know, going through this. And I know that there are a lot of us. You guys watched Acrimony? I saw a lot of people on YouTube, on Twitter, yes. On Twitter, a lot of people were like, this is the worst movie, it wasn't nice. But I feel like Acrimony has a very important lesson in it. We're gonna sip some wine, because Acrimony has a very important message in it, because it just shows the dynamics of, you know, a lot of relationships, especially the ones where you know, the one party in the relationship has to ride or die. I'm just gonna give you guys like a quick overview, because I mean, if you haven't watched that movie, Andy has really into it. But the wife in this scenario meets Bay. They're young, they're in school, and homeboy is cute, he's fine, but there's a lot that he still needs, you know, in his life and in his journey. Everything is going well, he's a smart one, you know, things are great, he's hustling, he has a big dream that he has openly shared with her, that okay, when we make it, I'm gonna buy a boat for you. Everything is just really, really glamorous and looks great in the future. But obviously, life was Ebola, and things don't go that way. He starts losing pretty much everything, his scholarship, he doesn't do well in school, he's frustrated, but he still has this one particular goal that he wants to achieve. And unfortunately, the girl loses her mother, and she gets a really, really, you know, huge inheritance. And then she uses her inheritance to support homeboy. She gives off money, a lot of money, to the extent where she is down to nothing, and she has to work. And he decides not to work because he's still focusing on the hustle and the bigger picture that he has in his head, that okay, I'm just gonna focus on this, and this is gonna be the thing that, you know, gives us our breakthrough. And she sticks it through. She does everything for him. She works, and she did get to a point where she was done with it. Like she literally reached her breaking point and was like, babe, this is not it, you need to work or I'm done. And this guy was just so stuck on the bigger picture and what he wanted for the both of them, that he neglected the fact that she had done so much already investing in him, and he just felt like she wasn't patient enough. Fast forward towards the end, she obviously kicks him out, and he finds someone else who was from the past, and he finally makes it. And now she's stuck there with someone she's not even in love with, and she has to now run back to him and be like, but we planned these dreams together, you can't just ditch me. And he was still stuck on the fact that you ditched me, although he did pay her back all the money and more of what she had spent from her inheritance. And this movie is just, it was just so emotionally frustrating for me, because I was obviously upset with the guy for obviously cheating at the beginning stage, and not understanding her frustration. And I was also upset with her for allowing him to milk the hell out of her. Guys, I feel like we as women need to understand this very important factor. Men are placed in the world to provide, okay? You might be in an advantage situation than your partner, and that's perfectly fine, but do not help him to the extent where you are taking away his manly duties. You have to allow him to take his role as a man and provide. And that's something that we always get wrong. Trust me, I love the idea of, growing with my partner and supporting each other and making it, I like that. But you have to be careful not to do it to the extent where you are not giving him the opportunity to be a man. And I feel like in this movie, she really, 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 I don't want to say asked for it, but she really played a big role in him slacking. You have to understand that men are supposed to do their job, and they're supposed to shower you with as much as they possibly can. Like, they're supposed to make it rain. And if they don't, then you need to obviously introspect as a woman. I mean, obviously, if you do have, opportunities or somehow a way to assist your partner, it's okay to do that, but be mindful of the fact that you don't want him to be lazy. You don't want him to neglect his role. You have to allow him to do what he needs to do as a man. And I feel like we always get this wrong, because we're all about riding on time, you're dumb. There isn't a prize, guys, and I had to swallow this, and it was a very difficult thing to swallow. There isn't a prize for being the perfect girlfriend, because there is no such thing. You are not the perfect girlfriend because you suck it up and you endure and you are there through tough times. That's not gonna help you, honestly, because what's gonna happen is that you'll be there and you'll be miserable. So you have to be careful with allowing a man to slack in his duties. And this is not to say that you're a gold digger. Like, honestly, I know that there are a lot of girls who are afraid of being classified as a gold digger, and that's not a topic I'm going to get into yet, because it's very controversial. What is a gold digger anyway? Because some people will not settle, and it's not to say that they think they're better, or actually it's okay to think you're better, honestly. But personally, I would not suffer in my life and then hope for a future with someone and then go straight back into suffering. That doesn't make sense. I think what I like about girls these days is that they're very ambitious. A lot of girls want to get ahead. A lot of girls want more out of life, and that's perfectly fine. But regardless of what you want and what you have planned out for yourself, it has nothing to do with you being now labeled as a gold digger. So don't even dare be afraid of that title. Some girls intentionally want to date people with money, and that's perfectly fine. That has nothing to do with placing this negative stigma or connotation, and making it seem like you're this person who is like heartless and you just want money. Yeah, you can be that way, but that's besides the point. It's okay to want more out of your relationships. I don't think anyone wants to struggle for the rest of their lives. Personally, I'm good. It's just important for you as a woman to know what you want before you even get into these relationships. Make everything clear. If you want to grow with someone financially, emotionally, anything, if you want to grow with someone, make it clear from the jump. This person needs to see what you want and what you deserve. Sometimes, people want to date people with money because they grew up with money. So you can't come into a person's life and then give them a setback. Like, what are you doing? So imali ni imali. Akumntu ayifuniyo futhi imali. That's all I'm gonna say today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Are you in a relationship where you're a ride or die? have you ever been in a relationship where you're a ride or die? What do you really think about the concept of being a ride or die? And is it okay? Is it not? Let me know what you think. Like I said, this is a new segment, and I obviously want to talk about more things than what I can possibly come up with. So if you have any life story or situation that you're currently in or you have been through and you just feel like you want to share it, email me at okay, I'm just gonna put it in the description box, and then just let me know what you think, and then when we can discuss these things and I'll let you know what my opinion is. But before I leave, I just want to say, girls, don't ride or die. It's not cute. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, and I will have a next video, guys, soon. Okay. Bye.